Hi guys, this is a redirect to my reaction to Boruto Naruto Next Generations episodes 82, 83 and 84. Wow, we've found out some really shocking stuff and pretty interesting episodes. So firstly, Boruto and the gang are in the land of Earth, the Hidden Stone Village, and they are trying to find Ohnoki, but at the same time they need to keep a very low profile, making sure that no one finds out that they're from the Leaf Village. So firstly, Chocho, the like she was starving, like her tummy was rumbling a lot. They were eating at this restaurant, and the restaurant owner was like really nice to them, giving them a lot of food. And then they found out from the restaurant owner that Ohnoki is actually where Ohnoki was living. So they went to Ohnoki's place, and Boruto so they reunited with Ohnoki. So they already met Ohnoki in a previous episode, like a few episodes ago, and now they've reunited. Boruto was asking for Ohnoki's help about how to find Mitsuki, and just informing him what happened to Mitsuki. But Ohnoki, even though he said like Boruto could come anytime, he actually refused to help them. And the shocking thing is that Ohnoki is actually the mastermind behind the whole plan of making the Akuta army. Wow, that was so shocking for me. Out of all people, it was Ohnoki who was behind it all. Like in terms of like actually coming up with the plan in the first place. So Boruto demanded some answers. So Lord Ku was the one that protected Ohnoki, and Lord Ku, like he was quite violent towards Boruto, how he was detaining him. And Ohnoki was like, don't hurt him. And Lord Ku, he seems to be very skilled, very fast and very skilled, as expected, of course. So basically Ohnoki said that he only created the Akuta army to create peace, because 5 years ago there were some rogue ninjas who invaded the land of Earth, and a lot of young shinobis actually died because of that whole conflict. So that's why I created the Akuta army to be the ones to actually fight instead of the actual citizens, instead of actual real shinobis. So the actor are really to save the young shinobis, to save the new generation, to not have to fight, and also because he thinks the new generation are a lot weaker than the old generation, because the old generation got a lot more experience. So basically the old generations, they actually, like, there were so many conflicts in the past, so that's why the old generation are a lot stronger. They gained more war and conflict experience, as opposed to the new generation where it's a lot more peaceful now, so people don't have to train as hard and have to fight as much as well. So in a sense I totally understand Ohnoki's reasoning, but then they did a lot of bad though. The fact that the Akuta are actually really violent, and that they have actually killed a lot of Leaf Village shinobis. So that's why Boruto was really pissed off, understandably. They are killing people as well. So, you know, you can't exactly control them, so why the fuck are you making them? So you know, and Tsuchikage Kuratsuchi, so she was captured, and man, Ohnoki just basically imprisoned his own granddaughter. Lord Ku imprisoned the Tsuchikage Kuratsuchi, and her whole prison is like covered with tags. And then Shikadai got imprisoned himself, and Shikadai was talking to Kuratsuchi. Kuratsuchi was informing him that the first prototypes that Ohnoki made was 5 years ago, and he demonstrated the prototypes, and they were like fighting with each other. But one of the prototypes, which was they were Akuta prototypes, one of the prototypes was like really beating the shit out of the other Akuta, and it was so violent. Kuratsuchi, she did not like the idea at all, and actually her reasoning was like, firstly, you can't even control them, so they're more likely to be violent towards everyone, as opposed to distinguishing between enemy and ally. So that's the first problem. The second problem is the fact that she wants to create peace with the other villagers, because you know, like, the whole idea is that if there was to be a war, then you can always find help from the other villagers and create that community cohesion, that solidarity with the other villagers, you know, create that peace with the other villagers by standing with each other rather than against each other, which would be possible if the Akuta were to like kill Leaf Village shinobis, like just what happened. So I totally understand Kuratsuchi's reasoning, and I think I'd actually agree with her more than I do with Ohnoki. It is hard though, like thinking about like how creating a whole army just so that the young generation don't have to fight. But you do need to control that army, and at the moment you can't. So I thought Lord Ku and those two, I don't know what their names are, Kokuyo and the other one, I don't know what his name is, they were thinking about killing Mitsuki, even though that was totally against the master's orders. So they basically want to use Mitsuki to perfect this project. I don't know how exactly, but when they were scanning Mitsuki, he had a curse mark on his heart, so basically they couldn't scan him properly, but apparently they can eventually be able to scan him properly and use his DNA to perfect these Akutas. To give them a will, I guess. And Mitsuki said that he actually knew all of this, so he knew that Lord Ku was also created. So Ohnoki created Lord Ku. I was wondering why he looked so much like Ohnoki. It turns out that Ohnoki used his cells, some of his cells, to create Lord Ku. So he's basically like Mitsuki, being created by a human, so an artificial human. So okay, and then they were like talking about like whether they even have a will, because they're not even like real people. So do they even have souls? Do they really have a will, or was that programmed into them? So they were like talking like as if they were androids, like, oh, you don't have a will, you're completely 100% controlled and programmed. It's an interesting thing to think about, but I think Mitsuki does have a will. That he made the decision to leave at his own volition, and he knew like the consequences of leaving Konoha to join the enemy. But he's not actually a bad guy. So I'm glad that he's not actually like doing anything bad. I knew that he wouldn't actually do anything like evil per se. I knew he must have had his reasons. I just didn't know what those reasons were. And it shocked me it was actually Ohnoki who was part of all of this, because he's an extremely old man, so I didn't think he would be a part of anything. But it's cool, it's really good that he's being so active. And now Boruto is separated from his crew, so he is stuck, trapped in Sanzu Plains, and he needs to find his own Heartstone, wherever the fuck that is. So yeah, he's basically living off bugs. Ew, but it is what it is. You have to do what you need to do to survive, I guess. So yeah, that's what's going on. What did you think of these episodes? Let me know, and stay tuned for more.